Oh, ooh, I'm loud. Hi! Hello everyone! Okay. Sorry, my chair was stuck. Okay, I'm not exactly well put. Let me... How about that? Here that's better. Hi everyone! Notice anything different? So... Oops. My cables are tangled. That's not different. That's the same as usual. My sound is very loud in my ears. Okay, let me put the game louder because I thought it was very loud, but turns out it's just my overall volume that's super loud. Oh, yeah. I mean, it seems you can hear it fine. How about that? I think that this should be okay. The mic is sounding very... Do I sound different to you? It sounds like... I feel like it sounds like I'm in a much emptier space than usual. I don't know. Maybe I'm dreaming. Anyways, I'm finally done with the basic chibi model. I'm not gonna be tweaking it too much. I think it's just a temporary thing. But as you may notice, the mouth tracking is not the best. I did do things in the parameters to make it better, but oops, hi. But it isn't helping that much. It's on. It did feel like it was working better before. Maybe it works better when I speak French. Yeah, the settings are the same, so yeah. I guess it just... English is a very open mouth language, so it's struggling. And I'll always have trouble with trackers because I have very red lips. Like, I don't need lipstick, they are very red naturally. So trackers often assume my mouth is open because of them. It's not, I just have very red lips. But yeah, we'll make do for now. I'll continue to see if I can make the mouth tracking better. I don't think so. I think it's just a VTube Studio thing. And since the mouth is so small, it's... Supposedly it's got quite a range of poses it can do, but the tracking doesn't really register them. Oh, you can see my mouse. Hi. It's all right for now. This is the first test stream. I literally finished it this afternoon, so this is to see in action if there are things that we need to edit or not. I'm gonna add. The one thing I'm gonna add, I think, is glasses. I am gonna make some glasses for whenever we're playing games like this one, which is a visual novel, so when we need to read. I don't have them right now, but I will try and make glasses. But then that's it. We'll have to make do with this, because I need to work like an actual model. Can't be doing temporary ones forever. Hey, forever, kinda got, not this one, but the other one, it kinda got noticed. Maybe check again the parameters real quick. It seems like it finds it better when I speak soft, like not loud. So what if I put it in the big? Does it get my name's words better? I don't think so. Maybe. How about now? Did it change anything? It stays open, but it moves. It's pa 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 pa. Pa 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 pa. Okay, so that looks better. Right? This is better. Okay. Okay. It looks decent. It's not perfect. What's this do? What's this do? Pa 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 pa. Pa 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 pa. Not sure what that does. Ba la ba 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 ba. Ba la ba 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 ba. I don't think it changes much. What about this? Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. My name is Luca. My name is Luca. I don't think it changes much. My name. My name. My name. My name. Okay, we'll keep it like that. We'll try the stream like that for now. It looks a bit better. It moves. That's a start. Anyway, let me get back on the game screen. I like that the title screen is moving with my mouse, but I'm not gonna use my mouse. So, this game, I don't actually really know what it's about. I just saw the trailer and it looked very pretty. Like the art is very pretty and it's gay. That's all I know. So here we are. It's a Kickstarter right now. So you can help fund the game if you like it and would like to see it become a full-fledged game. This is the demo right now. This isn't the full game. It's not out. But I figured since the Kickstarter just started, we could look at the demo and see if it looks cool. Ooh. We're burying someone already. That's a great start to my dating sims. Oh god, it just hit me. I'm gonna have to read. It was 2:37 p.m. on a Friday. On this specific day, at this specific time, a funeral was being held. He was so young, how unfortunate. There would be many more Fridays, many more days where the clock would tick over 2:37 p.m. Time would go on, whether one person was there or not. So much talent wasted. What did it mean to be alive? And what did it mean to be dead? His family must be devastated. What did it mean to exist? And when would the essential dread finally cease? A boy with brown hair sat in the corner, alone. To him, that coffin looked much too small to hold a soul so large, much too small to contain an entire existence with all its history. Noah. Tomorrow, everyone else will go on leaving. Tomorrow, everyone else will forget. And if not tomorrow, then the next day. One day, everyone forgets. The brown-haired boy held tight to his chest. He would not forget. But Even he could not convince himself of his words. How easy it was to spout platitudes while someone lay dead 10 feet away. I'm sorry. It was 2:37 p.m. on a Friday. And on this Friday, a funeral was being held for two. Ooh, for two? Is it like, meaning like deep, like, oh, he's dying too? Because we're gay? Hi. Ugh. Well, have fun with that. I heard the kitten break something. That was pretty. So that's what I saw, basically. Also, I know what I need to add. I need to add head bopping, because it can't be my model and I not bopping head to nice music. I think the closest I can do right now is... That's the closest I can do, but it's gonna be... I'm gonna move and stuff. But that's the closest I can do for now. Go ahead, bopping. Aha. Ba ba ba. The music already sounds super cool. And the art, it's so pretty. So yeah. I was drawn in. Totally not just because it was gay. No, I'm not like that. Alone, confined within his prison, the man sits, his back slouched and his arm raised. In his hand, a paintbrush. A weapon in his eyes, perhaps. A tool. Is the music maybe a bit loud? I think it is. It's nice music, but doesn't need to be this. Ah, yeah. Better, I think. Yeah, because like this is slow, but there are some sounds that are higher. So that's better. From it, life should flourish into every corner of a world part imaginary, part very much real. Waves crash onto the white shores. The night sky... Sorry, my throat got... My cereals! The night sky reflects back on itself, a sea of stars, amidst the swirling currents. All is calm, yet not. But, as it were, that word didn't exist, couldn't exist. It would never exist. could not be created by his hand, by this hand. I stumbled a little because I just realized that the thing is, I read out loud, but then words don't. If I read out loud, the words don't come into my head. And this is very much a deep thinking game, so I'm not gonna retain any information. The man holds his paintbrush up to the empty canvas, blank, like many of the rest. Is it day or is it night? He does not know. Light doesn't belong in a place like this after all. It has never belonged. He closed his eyes, waiting for it to appear. Something, anything. A vision, a masterpiece, a muse, an apparition that would inspire his creativity. Anything at all. But nothing comes to him. Nothing comes without fail, without exception. Every stroke he laid against that impossibly bright white canvas was like a stain on his soul, a dirty mark on what should have been pristine. By his hand, all he could create was loneliness. Nothing belongs. Nothing would ever belong again, for he was broken. Time moves like this, unfailingly. An eternity passes, or what feels like it, as the clock slowly ticks away. Tick, tock, tick, tock. Never ending. But what is time to someone with no time left to give? His hand shakes. He cannot force it to pet. Yet, he cannot set his hand down either. Behind his closed eyes, he wards off the tiredness he can feel on the edge of his consciousness. Perhaps a dream would help him paint. Perhaps, if he simply allowed himself to be carried away in that star-filled ocean, inspiration would strike. Or perhaps, it would take him away from this world and finally bring him peace. Yet, he opened his eyes, denying the very thought. Anything but that. Anything but a dream. Was it fear? Hate? Disgust? No, it was more. Much more. This was no base emotion. This was something far more deep, far more sinister. The minds of men were warped beyond recognition. Their being had become wholly evil. During the day, they wore masks to hide their intentions, but during the night, inside their dreams, the masks would fall. What was once pure and bright was now corrupt beyond repair. Who's speaking? Noah, you need to stop this at once. You can't live off this. Whatever these scribbles are meant to be. Imagine what people would say about me, about us. Why can't you be more like your brother? It's about time you grew up. You're not a kid anymore. Go throw all of your stupid little books out already and give it up. No, this is all I have. All I have left. Ugh, this is all his fault. Look what he's done to our son. Please, I need something. Just one thing. Let me have just one. A letter laid at rest on the table, unopened. He lacked the courage to open it, too scared to read the words that would shape his life. His fingers, trembling, came ever closer, until the feel of the textured envelope brushed against his fingertips. It felt like life. It felt like life. It felt like the future. It felt like the one thing that could pull him out of this deep pit he'd found himself in, slowly being buried alive. He opened the envelope in one fell swoop. Words spelled out across the page, perfectly ordered. He suddenly felt as if he lost the ability to read. In that dim light, he tried anyway. Dear Noah, it is with great pleasure that I inform you that you have been selected to receive the Copper Cove University of Art Excellency Scholarship. Each year, only one student is chosen statewide to receive this scholarship through a process of portfolio presentations, interviews, and recommendations from prior instructors. The Copper Cove Academy of Art Excellency Scholarship provides full tuition for your years at our school. Please note that students with the scholarship must be enrolled full-time and maintain a 3.5 grade point average to continue to receive the scholarship. Once again, I congratulate you on your selection for this great honor. We look forward to seeing you on campus. In front of his eyes, the letter turned to dust, floating away on the wind into the imaginary world. Memories of the past aimed towards him like dagger. They pierced his flesh, but that didn't matter anymore. He was used to it. In fact, he sometimes wondered if he enjoyed it now. The pain spread through his body, but at least he could finally feel something. His paintbrush, still tinged with color, stayed motionless against the canvas. Resisting the urge to yawn, he rubbed at his eyes with his bare hand. A ringing sounded through the darkness, echoing through the soulless house. No one was around to pick it up. No one except... Go away. Okay, I'm gonna take a pause since we've got a bit of text in the first scene out. Look how pretty this is. Look at his face. It's so soft. I love it. And it's I'm not making like jokes or remarks as usual since this is a very serious beginning and stuff. I may do some later on, but for now this is a very deep and serious start, so I'm going all in with just being in the reading. I'm in the zone. It kept ringing and ringing and ringing some more. Then it stopped until it began again. Go away. Noah clutched at his head, the ache only made worse by the constant sound that pierced his ears. That's why you gotta put your phone on silence. That way you miss the calls, but if you don't want to pick up, then just ignore them. He wanted to ignore it. More than anything, he didn't want to answer the phone. But the caller was stubborn, and Noah easily irritated. He stood from his stool, dropping the paintbrush to the ground. It clacked against the wooden floor, paint flying across the planks. Just more added to the already growing collection. At this point, more paint was splattered over his house than any canvas. Slowly, each step deliberate, he walked towards this phone. The model was old, the same one he'd had since he was a teenager. He looked at the number on the illuminated screen, but he didn't recognize it. Still, the ringing continued. I should just turn the stupid thing off. He stared at the screen, the light burning his eyes, and for some reason, he picked it up. I don't know whose voice this is, so... Noah, is that you? What do you want? How'd you get this number? Oh. It's me, your dad. Can we talk? I answered the phone, didn't I? What do you want? Please, it's been so long. What do you want? Your mother just passed away. Please, come to the funeral at least. Noah removed the phone from his ear and slid his finger along the screen. It went silent, the other person never to know what happened. Without a second thought, he switched the phone off and dropped it into the rubbish. So she's dead. His voice lacked any emotion. Whether this fact made him happy or sad, no one would be able to tell. He walked back towards his easel. On it, a still blank canvas, waiting to be brought to life. He threw it on the ground in a heap with the rest of the abandoned masterpieces before sending his foot crashing down towards them, breaking them in half. One after another, he smashed them into pieces soundlessly. Not a word or a cry escaped his lips. Only a silent fury. Not at his mother's passing. Only aimed towards himself. Finished, but not feeling any more fulfilled, he dropped to the ground and curled into a ball. His eyelids felt heavier and heavier, until finally, he found sleep. But even sleep wasn't so restful. Noah awoke to the sound of a key turning in a door, then the same door opening slowly. Footsteps started off slow, then they sped up, coming directly towards him. But he didn't flinch or turn to look at who it was. If someone wants to kill me, let them. If they want to steal any of this shit, go for it. I don't care anymore. I don't care, so just let me die. Noah, what are you doing on the ground? Are you okay? Noah should have realized who it was, yet he somehow felt disappointed. Would have been better if it was someone here to kill me already. Go away, I'm resting. You have a perfectly good bedroom, one room over. Come on, let me help you to bed. I don't want to, just leave him already. Oh, he looks so hurt, sweetie, look at him. Let me at least get you water, come on. Cain extended his hand to Noah, who stared back at it blankly. Cain was the same as it had always been. Kind, dependable, hardworking. Charismatic, funny, popular. Everything he wasn't. With a sigh, he took Cain's hand and let himself be guided towards a seat. He fished out a bottle of water from his bag, obviously bought in preparation for the visit. Must be nice, living the kind of life where you buy bottled water. Noah took a sip, feeling the coolness make his throat hurt just a little bit less. Must have been a while since I last drank anything. I didn't notice. Noah. Ojito. I gave you that spare key for emergencies, you know. I'd say this counts as an emergency, wouldn't you? Noah, this has to stop. You need to get some help. Get outside. I don't know, just... things need to change. You can't keep living like this. Noah angrily pulled away from Cain, a frown settling on his brow. No, nothing has to change. I'm fine the way I am. I didn't ask for your help, so stop butting into my life. You didn't need to. Look, this isn't you. You didn't used to be like this, you know? He wouldn't want this for you either, you know that. Shut up, don't bring him up. He was my best friend too. I'm allowed to talk about him. And I'm certain this isn't what he wants you to do. A silence spread out between them as both looked away from each other, searching for what to say. Between them was a gap that didn't used to be here once upon a time. How's your painting going? What does it look like to you? Noah shrugged but continued when Kane stayed silent. I should just give up. There's no point anymore. I can't paint. I'm just wasting my time. Of course you can. I've seen you paint before. I know what you're capable of. And why? Look around you. Why can't I do it anymore? It's too late. Everything feels dirty. There's nothing worth capturing left. I'm chasing a light that doesn't exist. But look, you have plenty of nice paintings around. Noah looked between them. They morphed in his mind, becoming too ugly to even glance at. They're nothing. Less than nothing. This is what the end feels like, I think. Wouldn't it be nice if the world just ended tomorrow? You know, maybe going out and experiencing some new things would help to spark your passion. Meeting someone new, meeting new people would be good for you. There's no point. I'll die surrounded by my blank canvases, and then finally I have my only masterpiece. Noah. As if unsure about what to do, Kane found the remote and turned on the old small TV. A news presenter, dressed impeccably, read out the news with so little emotion you would wonder if she really cared about the words leaving her mouth. Next up, we have some breaking news from directly on the scene. A number of bodies have been found with strange flower-like markings, first believed to be tattoos. Analysts say that no ink, pigment or burn mark have featured on the victims, which has ground the investigation to a halt until they can find out what these markings mean. Further proof that true art is found is dead in death. With a disgusted sound from deep in Kane's throat, he switched off the TV, as if deciding that silence would be better. I'll ask you one more time, okay? Please let me help you. I don't want your help. I just want you to leave me alone and stop coming here. We're friends, Noah. I'm not going anywhere. I don't want any friends. I don't deserve any. I don't want the only person left that matters to me to betray me too. Better if you leave now. I'm not going anywhere, I promise. Told you to leave, not stay. As if on cue, Kane stood, producing another water bottle from his leather bag. He stepped closer and closer until he stood in front of a potted plant, the only bit of life left in the entire house. He watered it slowly, deep in thought. Make sure you look after this, okay? Can't stop by every day. I am. Good. Finished, Kane walked towards the door and opened it wide. Noah shielded his eyes from the sun. I just want to see you go back to your old self, alright? I want to help you. He doesn't exist. He shut the door with a soft thud. Once again, he was alone. How I prefer to be. Noah stood from his stool and wobbled as the room spun around him. His head still ached, and he could feel a deep hunger in the pit of his stomach. When was the last time I ate? Uneasy on his feet, he slowly found his way into the kitchen. Oh, I'm sorry. Whew. Noah's kitchen was as bare as ever. He hadn't ever used it, really. Most of the time, he'd order something to be delivered, or better yet, skip eating. I mean, it looks dirty, not unused. His money was limited and he'd always put his paint supplies over anything else. Noah reached up to open the cupboard, knowing full well it was bare, when he smelled something. Food. His eyes found a container left on his table with small notes. He picked it up. It read, "Enjoy. I'll bring some groceries around soon. Kane." He wondered for a moment whether he should accept it or not, but eventually his stomach won against his stubbornness, and he sat down at his dining table, alone to eat it. Hi, mosquito, mosquito. You dare fly right in front of my face. Where'd it go? Damn it. I missed it. Hi, Walter. Hi, I'm sorry, there was a mosquito in front of my face, but I lost it. I didn't kill it. Ow, I hurt my hand though. I clapped a bit too hard. Hi, look. I need to add a wobbling animation for when I wobble my head, because I miss doing that. But hey, and I'm gonna add glasses too. I'm gonna add glasses. I just don't have them yet. But hey, for now, I'm doing good. Let me come to a rule while I'm taking a break from reading. How are you doing? How was your day? Yeah. I know, I need to snap my neck. That's my trademark. While he sat, he thought. He really hated it when he thought. How easy he can just come and go when I'm stuck here. Mosquito! Ah, god damn it! Left already. Like a corpse in a coffin, buried alive. But what of it? I don't care anymore. That sunlight that I hadn't seen for years, it suits him, not me. My friends, my family, all fake. Twisted, corrupted. Just like me. Nothing is pure, nothing. Oh no, the page never loaded. Oh no, that's so sad. You were so ready. You were so ready for the for the model reveal. Well, you're here now. It's okay. Except he brought the fork to his lips, slowly nibbling at the home-cooked food Kane had brought him. Still a good cook. He really does have everything going for him these days. Suddenly he froze, a terror crawling over him. His head throbbed and his stomach lurched. Then he fell. His fork dropped to the table, abandoned. Oh wow! Oh god! Was there drug in the food? Kane, come on man, you can't just drug my food like that. The world spun around him until it disappeared. Spinning, spinning, filling his body with dread oh so familiar. He squeezed his eyes shut, begging silently for it to stop. He didn't want it there. He didn't want to be here. He wanted to be home. When he peeked out of his tightly shut eye, his home was long gone. His surroundings were still blurred around him, and his body felt as if it were being ripped in all directions, as if at any moment he would be torn into shreds. We're finally going to be on time. Oh no. Damn it. I was on time today. It's been a while. But he wasn't. And he knew this feeling well. With a thump that didn't reflect how long he'd been falling, he hit the ground. When he opened his eyes again, he saw darkness all around him. Not a human darkness, but a darkness that was something more. Something sinister. Something threatening. A place no one belonged. Noah quickly got to his feet and checked himself over. No injuries. His eyes darted around the bleak, dark landscape. Nothing stood out to him. No one awaited him. This isn't what it's usually like. What's going on? I want to go home, please. I just want to go home. But he knew full well what was required of him. His footsteps were slow and careful before speeding up in desperation, searching for the person who could free him from his nightmare. He walked and walked and walked some more, until his feet ached with deep blisters. Yet he still walked because the alternative wasn't something he wanted to face. Behind him, nothing. In front of him, nothing. If he was working in circles, he couldn't have known. His feet ground to a halt, and then he finally saw something. Or someone. A man curled into a ball, sitting in the distance. Darkness surrounded him, threatening to take over his very essence. The man looked up. His eyes were hollow, filled with darkness. Their eyes locked. My father? Why would I be brought here? How? His mind raced as he tried to come up with a reason, any excuse. The man called out to him, but his words were lost to the shadows, never to be heard. Noah, still frozen, couldn't decide whether he should approach him or run away. His heart yelled at him to run, to put as much distance between them as possible. But his mind saw his only ticket out of here. Before he could make a decision, a dark mist started to roll in from an unseen place. It spiraled and spiraled, twisting and turning until someone stepped out of it. Another person, surrounded by shadows. His steps were slow but not careful, deliberate perhaps, with purpose. He approached the curled-up man with heavy steps. Suddenly, the man's voice traveled to Noah. Noah, I want my son, please. Give me my son back. The shadowy man raised his arm. In his hand, what looked like a gun. Bang. There was no hesitation, no pause. A single shot through the head. The curled-up man dropped to the ground, his body evaporating into the mist. The world shook around them. Mountains of shadows came crashing down. The whole world threatened to cease existence in a mere moment. Noah's eyes darted around, searching for a place to escape, when he finally looked back towards the man with the gun. And his world came crashing down around him. He swore that the shadowy figure was looking right back at him too. An empty, eternal darkness. Why is darkness always seen as cold anyway? If anything, Noah felt like he was surrounded by intense heat. It was too much, too overwhelming. He thought that at any second, he'd burst into flames. But nothing happened to him, even if he wished for it. Something soft wrapped around his shoulders, holding him tight. He shouldn't have been scared, but instead the pressure felt welcoming. When he opened his eyes again, he was sitting. Noah sat in front of his easel, his hand poised over the canvas. His hands were covered in a splattering of paint. It cracked over his skin, already dry. The darkness that surrounded him suddenly felt light after the place he'd escaped. Noah paused in surprise, his eyes glued to his canvas. On it, a painting of pure darkness. A reflection of a dream. How could this be? I wasn't here. At first, he wondered how, then why, before his mind settled on an answer that didn't answer anything. It's perfect. At some point, the brush had dropped from his hand and landed on the floorboards, just another splatter amongst the sea of color. He couldn't look away, he wouldn't. Not when this was everything he'd been waiting for. This is it. Jumping to his feet, he lifted the painting from its place and carefully put it to the side. Who would have thought that which I detest would create my finest piece yet? And all it took was a single dream. He sat back on his stool and slumped forward deep in thought. Oh, it says a flashback! Flashback to happy times! Oh, Kane is doing the cool hot boy pose. Damn Kane. I feel like the main character is even paler. Doesn't feel right. Sorry. Drinking. What's that supposed to mean, Walter? Are you being disrespectful? Not cool, man. The art is beautiful. My dad let me stay up all night playing. You gotta get it. As if my parents would let me skip out on studying to play games. We won the parent lottery. Look, he's pouting, the cute little pouting face. You can't just say you're studying and stay over at my place then. Look at that man's, look at that man's smile. This is beautiful. He is beautiful. Oops, sorry, that was gross. That was a very gross sound. Never again. Oh man, really? I'd be down for that. Kane leant over Noah's desk, talking and laughing as he usually did. Noah sat lazily, kicking his feet against the legs of his desk, not worried about whether it would annoy anyone else in the room. It was early in the morning, a few months into the semester. Noah had settled into his routine by now. Walking to school with Kane, chatting until the bell rang, then wasting the day away until he could go home. Of course, there was more to it than that. Studying, tutoring, pressure from his parents. But all in all, nothing ever shook him up. He was comfortable, but bored. Hey, I heard something interesting. What now? Apparently, someone's moving into our class. Huh? At this time of the year? No way, it'd never catch up with the workload. No, for real. My dad said so, and your dad's on the board of directors. Yeah, you say it every time. His pouting face is so cute too. Look at him. He's like, my dad said it's like that. You think it'll be a cute girl? It's too cute for you, that's for sure. Ouch, my heart. It's fine, you're the only one I need. Kane fluttered his eyelashes, putting on a voice so clingy that Noah physically recoiled. Ew, hopefully it's a guy so I can make a new best friend. I think something's wrong with mine. You can try it. Who else would be able to put up with you? Step, step, step. The door opened as someone walked carefully to the front of the room and behind the desks. Their teacher, Mr. Floyd, stood in front of the classroom before clapping his hand. Oh my god, have you seen them shoulders? My man is jacked. Man, you do not chat. No, don't clip that, Walter. It was a disgusting sound. I don't want to be remembered of it ever again. But look at my man over there. He's so jacked. I mean, if you chat in his classroom, I bet he bench presses you to space. All right, take your seats. I have some exciting news today. Oops, I'm on settings. Oops. No. Boop. The class chattered endlessly as the students did what they were told. An excited buzz spread through the room. As some of you may have heard, we have a new student joining our class today. He's just moved here from interstate, so make sure to help him if he gets lost with anything. So boy, guess Kane was wrong about that one. Noah leaned his elbows against the desk, resting his head in his hands. For some reason, he didn't find himself all that interested. Anyway, I'll introduce him myself. You can come in now. A pause. No one opened the door. For a few moments anyway. Slowly, the door opened wide and someone stepped in. Noah sat up in his seat, his eyes locked on the boy that entered. Is this your awakening? Are you gay now? Hi Yggdrasil! Hi! Welcome! Blonde hair and deep green eyes. It's almost me. Look, it's almost me. No wonder he's gay. Who wouldn't be gay when looking at someone who looks like me? I am beauty incarnate after all. So, yeah. Good taste, my man. He didn't hesitate any longer. He stepped in front of the class with the brightest smile Noah had ever seen. I feel like I know these intros by heart now. It's nice to meet you all. My name's August, and I moved here with my dad. Actually, we moved around every couple of months, so I've been to around 7 schools already. See you, mosquito. I see you. Ah, he left. A few students gasped in surprise, hanging on to every word he said. Rather than sounding like a well-rehearsed speech, his words flowed naturally and calmly, without a single nerve to be heard. It certainly did seem like he was used to making such introductions. Still, I hope we'll be staying here a little longer, at least enough time to get to know all of you. Yeah! God damn it, I missed him again. August is a pretty name. Oh, God, no. I thought it would be a girl with a good name like that. What does your dad do? He's a photographer, so he's always traveling and moving. I had the option of staying behind with my grandparents, but I decided to go with him. Wow, awesome! I wish my dad could travel like much. What's to say about me? I like sunsets and long walks off the beach. Oh my god, this is literally his Tinder profile. It's like the cliche Tinder profile. I like the sunset and long walks on the beach. The room exploded in laughter, but no, I couldn't even manage to giggle. Something about the boy captivated. It's called being gay. You're gay, Noah. He's hot. That's what's happening. Caught his gaze and held it there. He was afraid that if he moved even a muscle, the boy would disappear. So he stared silently. Alright, enough of the dating app intro. It is the dating. It was on purpose. Make sure you all make August welcome and show him around later, okay? Go take a seat. There's a spot free over there, next to Noah. Hi! Noah waved meekly at and August did the same in return before taking his seat. Whatever was said for the rest of the class, Noah didn't know. He twirled his pencil between his fingers, his workbook abandoned. His elbow rested against his desk as he snuck glances towards Augustus' profile. Every now and then, he would shift, making Noah jump and look away. His profile is almost pretty. Continued staring at the boy. Well, not even almost. It is pretty. With that in thought, Augustus' eye finally met Noah's. Noah froze, unsure if he should quickly look away or pretend he hadn't been staring, or if he should just smile and act naturally. Eventually, August decided for him. He smiled brightly, tilting his head to the side at the same time. Noah awkwardly smiled back before looking away, his heart racing. Oh my god. He came ready with dating notes and gave his best handwriting, like, I'm gonna date so many boys. Only a few moments later, a folded piece of paper slid onto his desk. Noah looked at it in surprise, then back to August, who simply raised a finger to his lips and said, "Shh." You're Noah, right? It's nice to meet you. I hope we can be friends. Smiley face. He put a nose in his smiley face. Terrible. Yeah, nice to meet you too, August. Looks like we'll be stuck together this year. Smiley face. He wrote his return message carefully on the other side, unsure what to exactly say. Why did I do it too? So lame. Because if you do it without the nose right after, it feels like you're correcting him. When Mr. Floyd turned his head back, Noah quickly scrunched up the paper and tossed it towards August, who meticulously flattened it on the who meticulously flattened out the screwed up ball and read the message. Done reading, August popped his elbow up to the desk and rested his chin in his hand, copying Noah's posture, and smiled towards him. Noah's mind went blank and the rest of the lesson passed in a blur until the bell for lunch suddenly rang. Only when Kane was standing over his desk, waving a hand in front of his face, did he snap out of it. Damn boy, you in deep with the gaze. Hello? Earth to Noah? Are you here? Yeah, is it time for break already? Yeah, Mr. Floyd called on you twice and you didn't say a word. Are you feeling alright? Yeah, I'm fine. Just, feeling a little out of it. What do you think of the new guy? Noah's cheeks felt hot at the sudden question. Why? I don't know, I'm just making conversation. He seems nice. I like their noses. I like how they do the noses. Well, noses are weirdly difficult for me because I know I used to do them like really nice, but now with that new style, I don't really know what to do with them. he has a nice smile too. Right, well, I guess we should greet him too. Wanna go over now? No, I mean, I'm sure he has a bunch of other people hanging around him right now who want to crowd him. The rest of the classroom was empty except... Oh, it was empty. Everyone else had already cleared out, either to eat or chat with friends. August has obviously been pulled along to have a tour with the other classmates. Yeah, seems like he'll be a little hard to get a hold of. Later then. Wanna get something to eat? I brought food, so I might just eat here. What, are you sharing? Don't be stupid. Your lunches are way better than mine. What can I say? I'm something of a chef de cuisine. Noah laughed in response before pulling out his lunchbox. In it, a sandwich and a few other snacks. Compared to the luxurious meal Kane had cooked for himself, it was nothing. Actually, you can give me some of yours. You know, I'm always happy to share with you. You know I'm always happy to share with you is the proper intonation for this sentence. I've been doing good tonight, but not perfect. I'm just rolling with whatever pronunciation I'm even if it's a mistake, I'm just rolling with it. Kane gave Noah a warm smile. He might play around, but Noah knew that Kane would probably do anything for him. That's super gay, dude. How can you think that and be like, yeah, this is my friend, in a platonic way? The door suddenly rattled and opened. Noah put his sandwich down and turned just in time to see someone walk towards him. The boy from earlier, August. He sat at his desk quietly, minding his own business. Kane looked towards him, then back to Noah, motioning him to speak up. You okay? Oh, I'm just a little tired. I thought I could probably hide in there for a little bit. My name's Noah, which I guess you already kinda knew. And this is Kane. You wanna eat lunch with us? Is it really okay? Of course, the more the merrier. Whoop, in between them, like that. Sorry, Kane, you are not hooking up today. August turned his chair around with that same bright smile. You get drowned around everywhere by the girls? I think they showed me every inch of the school, which I'm happy about, don't get me wrong. Just all exhausted. I liked your introduction, by the way. What a stupid thing to say, God, I'm so lame. It's okay, you're coming off as very gay, which is exactly what you want. Really? He laughed a little bit before looking down. I was a little nervous, honestly. It's hard coming in front of new people and talking about yourself. Not really that interesting, so I always have to build myself up to do that. You certainly broke the ice. You're gonna fit in well around here, I can tell. Thank you, I really hope so. His voice was gentle and calming. Now, am I giving him a calming voice, guys? Does it sound calming to you? He had an air around him of brightness. I'm gonna buy a drink. You want anything? Just the usual. You want me to come? Nah, you can't wait here. August? Oh, can I have just the usual too? Noah could feel that gentle smile directed at him all throughout his body. Got it. Kane left the room, and it was suddenly silent. Noah tapped his finger uncharacteristically, wondering what he should say. What he could say to fill the silence between them. What's the usual, by the way? Just a cola. I want to sound cool, but if it was coffee, I would have made an embarrassment out of myself. Oh, oops. Yeah. Noah's fingers tapped against the book that sat in front of him as he searched for something to talk about. School, too boring. Where I lived before, I bet everyone's already asked him that. What's that? August pointed towards the book under Noah's finger. His eyes filled with wonders. Oh, it's just something stupid, don't worry. Now I'm really interested, can I see? You wanna see that? If that's okay with you. It's a little embarrassing. That's okay, I think everyone gets embarrassed about the things they make sometimes, because it means so much to you. Feeling shy about his work, he handed the sketch pad over to him. Yaoi everywhere. Okay, warning next time. Inside was a plethora of drawings, sketches, and paintings of anything and everything that caught Noah's attention at one point or another. For once, he was glad he hadn't drawn anything that day, lest August might find a drawing of himself. Yeah. You do all these? Yeah, sorry, I said it was stupid. These are amazing, they're so beautiful. No, they're just... You have so much talent. His eyes were filled with so much wonder that Noah couldn't help but respond in earnest. I actually want to become an artist. I know it sounds dumb, but... Amazing. You really are amazing. You'll be a fantastic artist, I can tell. Have you ever tried painting? Oh, I haven't. I can hide these sketchbooks at home, but I think my family... Have you tried painting before? I haven't. I can hide the sketchbook at home, but I think my family might notice if I bought an easel. Why would it matter? They don't like me doing art. Well, I think you would be really good at painting. Your drawings are so beautiful. I'm really bad at painting, though, and drawing, and pretty much anything else art related. Maybe we could try together? Noah blurted out the first thing that came into his head before instantly regretting it. I know that, the desperate cry, the opportunity to hang out, let's go, and then you're like, why did I say I would do that? I hate that. However, he responded in earnest. God damn it, It sounds really fun. I'll take you up on that offer. Noah found himself struggling to reply to that sincerity, unused to anyone being interested. The door opened again and Kane stepped in. His eyes wandered from August's warm smile to the tinge of red on Noah's cheeks before he frowned. Pushing that to the side, he smiled again and sacked the drinks down on Noah's desk. I bet he's like, God damn it, Noah, I've been hitting on you my entire life. Sad. Got them, enjoy. Thank you. I'll pay for them next time, I promise. It's no problem, don't worry. We can just force Noah to pay anyway. Hey! So you just moved here, right? Whereabouts your house? Whereabouts is your house? Not far from here. I think it's Fielding Avenue. I'm still rubbing my head around the street's name. Both Noah and Kane looked towards each other, blinking with surprise. Number 42? How do you know? That's the place next door to me. The people living there did move out a few weeks ago. I had no clue. I guess we're neighbors. Both at school and home, huh? Maybe we could walk home together? I mean, if you're not busy. Yeah, I'd like that. I mean, it's probably the safer option too. I might get lost otherwise. My dad always told me that if you dropped someone in the middle of the woods with a broken compass and a half map, they'd still have a better time finding their way out of here than I would. The bell rang again, signaling the end of lunch. August shuffled back to his desk while Kane gathered his things. Oh. Next to him, August dug through his pile of books before frowning. I think I left my math textbook at home. Mr. Floyd laughed, waving his hand in a carefree manner. Oh, you can share with Noah for today. Try to remember for next time. Dude, it's the first day. It's the first day and you forgot. You tried to take the books on the first day, and then on the second day you're like, oopsie, I forgot. You can't forget on the first day. It's like rule number 1. Yes, sir. I bet he has the book. He just wants to get close. August carefully dragged his table and chair closer to Noah's until the two were saying he gave her shoulder to shoulder. Alright, everyone open your textbook page. Oh god, why did I leave it here last time? Go on, say it, Mr. Floyd. Open your textbook to page 69. I will resume our previous lesson on trigonometry. Ah, no, not trigonometry. I hate it. I hate it. I've always been good at math, but trigonometry, I don't understand what it's about. I think the teacher I had when I studied that was very bad too. I don't even remember what it's about. But it's the one bad grade I had. And the teacher even forgot points. I had to claim my points back. Some kids in the class snickered and giggled. As usually, Noah would at least glance towards Kane with a smirk, but this time he was completely frozen in place. August leaned his head close. Sorry, I'm. Oh, it is her. Oh boy, damn. His blonde hair hanging down on the front of his glasses. He carefully pushed the loose strands behind his ears, and he read the textbook carefully. Mr. Floyd's voice faded into the distance as Noah's concentration on triangles wavered. Trig is something else, I hate it. I don't even remember what it is, but I hate it. I have very bad memory. I have even worse memory because the guys in the technological department, so like in France there's like several types of the bac is like the end of high school diploma, and there's 7 kinds. There's the what's the techno there's a professional one, but you go to specific schools and you do more practice than anything. You study really for a job, like artisanal stuff, like you be a butcher, be a baker, this stuff. You can go into specific high schools for that, and you go and do a professional bac, which is mostly just knowledge about your work and maybe a bit of French and English stippled it there. So academically it's the lower level academically, but it doesn't mean you're stupid, it just means you studied for a specific thing. Then there's the technologic one, which is kind of halfway there. It's a lot of, it's more general, but you don't study for a job, but you study for a field in specific, and it's a bit 50-50 with practice and theory. And then the academic level of studies is lower than the general one, because there's always the general, it's the last one. It's just academics and stuff. It's the more prestigious in the eyes of education, although it's kind of changing now because it's stupid. You just study a bunch of things. You have either scientific, literary, and economics, I think. Like the 3, it's just the 3 types. So there's this, and so there's the technical, the one in between technical, which has the academic spot is much lower level than the general one for the same years. So I had my bad grade in trigonometry, and then these guys from the technological diploma, they will come to me like, trigonometry is easy. I had a 16. I look at their fucking text and I'm like, bitch, I would have had 30 out of 20 from this. This is so easy. Don't you come at me saying I'm dumb for not... Your trigonometry just asked you to do like to count the angle of a thing. Like, you literally had just to take your ruler and measure something. You don't you dare, you bitch. I was angry. I was very angry. But see, that's the thing. It doesn't sound complicated at all. So I don't understand why I think it was a teacher. I do remember we had a bad teacher that year. We barely listened to and stuff. So that might be why. Because like I had no problem with the breasts. So I guess it was a teacher. But yeah, I have bad memories from this. He only slapped back to reality when August mumbled something into his breath. Math might be the death of me. You don't know how to do this? Don't laugh, but I usually only just manage to pass my math test. I promise I'm better at other subjects. Do you wanna work together on these, then? Noah tapped the problem on his textbook with the end of his pencil. Really? Thanks, Noah. Noah. Somehow, the name sounded just right rolling off his tongue. Dude, you're so gay. He woke up one day and was like, wait a minute. I'm gay. Noah swallowed hard, then finally pulled his eyes away from the blonde boy. I need to concentrate. So, if we have the adjacent and the hypotenuse... August stared down at his work, where he'd copied down the problems and had begun working on them. Then... Noah reached over, waiting to write something besides August's neat handwriting. Noah barely stopped himself from pulling back as their hands brushed against each other. Oh, that makes more sense that way than the way I was told. Thank you, Noah. I think I get it now. No problem. Noah pulled his hand back, awkwardly fidgeting with his pencil. The rest of the day was, much like the beginning, a complete and utter blur. For some reason, Noah couldn't get the smile out of his head, yet at the same time, he thought that it made him nervous. What's wrong with me now? As the clock ticked down seconds by second until the bell would ring to signal they could go home, the butterflies in Noah's stomach took flight. He tapped his pencil against his desk nervously with a frown. Stupid, it's not like me to be nervous about anything. He's just another guy anyway. It's not like I'm walking home with a girl. Besides him, August didn't take any note of Noah's action. Unlike him, August was actually been working through his tasks. Is there something you want to say, or just tapping your pencil repeatedly for fun, Noah? Mr. Floyd's face was light-hearted and Noah knew instantly he was just joking around. Yet his face still went a deep shade of red. No, nothing, Mr. Floyd. When the bell finally sounded for the class to end, August was intently surrounded by people. He struggled between them to move his desk back where it came from. Kane found his way back over to Noah's desk with a laugh, glancing at the huge crowd. He kinda looked like he'd be shy and quiet, but he seems fine even when he's surrounded by people, huh? In the center of that gathering, August smiled and chatted away as if it were only natural. Yeah, So why don't we walk around? In the city? I can show you around. Oh, actually, I need to go home and unpack next time. Then how about we walk home together? Thank you, but I'm actually walking home with Noah. Turns out we're neighbors. Oh, I'm so jealous. I don't want to spend too much time around. You don't want to spend too much time around him anyway. You're way too nice for him. He's kind of a jerk. Wow, that's a jerk thing to say in front of him, but not to him, okay? You can't call people jerks when you're just behaving like that. Noah froze at the comment. It's true that he wasn't particularly close to his other classmates, but he'd had no reason to become friends with all of them. He had Kane. Thanks for the compliments, but I think he's probably nicer than I am. Also, I don't think it's nice to talk about people behind their backs. Anyway, I need to go. Thank you for showing me around earlier. August waved them off before joining Kane by Noah's desk. Shall we leave then? Do you live nearby as well? Just across the road, actually. Amazing! It's like fate, meeting you two. Yeah, right, fate. Noah stood from his seat and gathered his things, dropping his art book into his backpack. With everything tucked neatly away, they left the school. I need a break. Oh, one moment. It's a lot of reading. I mean, obviously, it's a visual novel. I just need to take little breaks. I'm gonna go grab some more water.
Beside myself with the thought that you became. I shift my way, and yet every day just seems to be the same.
Sorry, I'm numbing on more cereals. I need the sugar for my brain to compute the words. The air outside was still warm, and the sun beat down on their faces. The smell of late spring gently soared in the wind. Each step felt like it took great effort. As Noah gripped into his chest, he wondered if he was starting to get sick. Needs something to break the ice. Kane doesn't look like he's going to say anything. Think, brain, think. So, what kind of things are you into? Noah stood between Kane and August, but all of his attention was directed at the newcomer. Poor Kane, he's sitting there like, hey, I need attention too. I don't really think I'm into anything very interesting. Hobbies are way cooler. That's not an answer. Let me clean my glasses a wee bit. Oh god, they're filthy. How did I see through these? Jesus. Oops, sorry. That happened. Been drinking too much. Oh, I'm stupid. I want to drink my wine. I'm stupid. I still have wine. I wanted to drink wine. Oh, it's a bit late now. I won't bring it out, but I'll remind me next time for the Nuzlocke to bring out the wine. I think it's a good idea to drink wine when trying not to get your pets killed. Who knows, maybe I'm more efficient when I'm drunk. Maybe my brain does the maths better. We've moved around so much. I never got into any clubs or anything, but I do like reading and taking photos. That's cool. I like reading too. Since when? Since always, Kane. I can't remember the last time I saw you pick a book. Do have a life outside of when you see me, you know? What, really? He feigned shock, but Noah just rolled his eyes and looked back towards August, who was laughing at their antics. You two are really good friends, huh? I'm probably the only person who could put up with him. I'd say it's the other way around. Maybe we should have walked home without you. We'd all be walking the same way anyway. It'd be a little awkward. Whatever. I do like reading, so that's cool. And you like taking photos too? Yeah, and my dad's been teaching me a little. Cool. I didn't realize you were so into photography too, Noah. You just shut up already. To be honest, I'm nowhere near as good as my dad is. Anyways, it's a little embarrassing only talking about me. What about you, Kane? Me? His only interests are good food and his own looks. Hey! Tell me I'm wrong. I like cooking. Just because I use a moisturizer doesn't make me obsessed with myself. No, you're right, Kane, my baby boy. You have to moisturize. If you don't moisturize and put on sunscreen, you're gonna look 30 when you're 25. You don't want that. You're gonna look 50 when you're 30. That's not something you want. I mean, it could be something you want, I guess. Who uses moisturizer? Don't worry, I do too. Well, I guess it's not that bad. Maybe you should try it. Poor Kane, he's just there like, dude, can you be any more of a simp? You already have such clear skin. You're really lucky. No, I think you just look a lot nicer. We can show August the shortcut. Kane smiled, interrupting the conversation. Oh yeah, good idea. He's so trying to be like, guys, I can't. Noah, please look at me, Noah. I was there first. The shortcut? It's easier to show you, but if you take a left up ahead, there's a shortcut through the mountain that leads to behind Noah's house, and yours now. Really? That's amazing. It's not that much shorter, but it's kind of pretty, I guess. Since when did you like pretty nature? Since none of your business. With a laugh, they made a turn into the greenery and left behind the sound of civilization. Damn, they be living far. As the sounds of traffic dimmed, so too did the sound of the wilderness. So too did the sound of the wilderness begin to settle around the trio. August looked around in wonder with wide eyes. It's beautiful. It really is a beautiful town. I'm sure you've lived in cooler places than out here. Nothing ever happens. Nothing ever changes. Well, I've lived in a lot of places, but nothing like this. I'm so jealous you get to see this every single day. Well, we can just walk this way together again if you want. Not much choice if we're all walking the same way. Kane cut into the conversation, taking a few steps to walk ahead of the other two. The ground was uneven, stones that once made up a path, broken and reclaimed by nature. Noah and Kane had traversed this terrain all their lives. August, on the other hand, watched the ground carefully, cautious for anything he could trip on. The ground's a little uneven, so be careful. If you need a hand... Before Noah could even finish his sentence, August stumbled over a tree root that had found itself forced out of the ground. He fell forward, straight towards the edge. With lightning speed, Noah grabbed August's hand and quickly pulled him back onto the path. Are you okay? Well, that's close. I'm fine, I'm totally fine. I should have watched where I was going. Thank you, Noah. What would I have done without you? It's no big deal, it's just be more careful. I will. Try at least. Noah looked down to where his hand was warped around August's. It felt warm. Warm and comforting. He blinked a few times, staring at the place they had connected. Sorry, I got a little distracted. Noah quickly ripped his hand away and rubbed the back of his neck. Kane turned away from the scene and continued onward. August, ever with a smile on his face, raced to catch her. Quick, Noah, before we get left behind. We're nearly there. See that river over there? Wow, a river as well? Once you reach the river, you're near the home. See over there, through the trees? This really was a shortcut. In the summer, you can swim here too. If I'm here in the summer, then we should go together. Finally, they found themselves in front of their house. Kane waved the other two off and left quietly, which Noah found unlike him. Yeah, he's feeling down, but he must also be happy that you're, getting out of your shell. Noah wanted to say something, but couldn't think of what. Well, see you tomorrow. Do you want to walk to school together tomorrow? Oh, yeah, that would be cool. August smiled at him again, soft and sweet. I'm glad. See you tomorrow, Noah. Noah found himself locked in a place Noah found himself locked in place as he watched August walk back towards his home. It was only a few minutes later he managed to step out of it and enter his home. Welcome home, dear. Did you have a good day at school? Yeah, it was alright. Let me take a quick look at your notes. I just want to make sure you're doing your work. I did it. You don't need to check them. I left them at school anyway. Then bring them home tomorrow. Do you understand? Why? What your mother tells you to do. His father grunted from the sofa, still dressed in a suit from the hard day's work. Noah knew he couldn't argue with either of them. Fine, whatever. Did you notice someone new moved next door? They both froze up, as if an uncomfortable subject was mentioned. Yes, unfortunately. There's a new guy in my class, actually. We walked home together. Noah, you shouldn't be spending time with someone like that. What? Why? Just listen to your mother. But why? He seems nice. My dear, you only have to look at them to realize, well, they don't exactly fit in around here, do they? How to say it? There's no women in their house. I worry they're a little too feminine leaning themselves, if the father is anything to go by. It's not a good idea for us, for you to be associated with someone like that. I don't know what you're trying to say. The boy's father turned up on our doorstep yesterday. Don't know how someone like him managed to afford a place here, but they obviously don't belong. Photography, pfft. He should be getting a real job. That's right. They don't look like they have the money to be here, so we sent him off. I don't want to be embarrassed in front of the neighbors. He came to say hi and you threw him out? You don't need to put it like that, dear. If the son's anything like the father, then you're to steer clear of them. Something not quite right. I wouldn't be surprised if either one of them batted for the wrong team, you understand? Noah frowned at their word. Oop. But, no buts. No buts. Only vagina, son. Get it? No buts. Never buts. Not allowed in this house. Ugh. Upset, Noah stormed out of the room. Whew. What a great family we got. Wonderful. They had arts, they had the gays. That's just great. Just amazing. And then this bitch has the audacity of being like, bring me back my son. Maybe you shouldn't be a homophobic asshole. Just like you hate everything that your son is and like. You bitch. Oh my god. God, that made me so angry. Noah dropped his backpack to the floor and pulled out his sketch pad. Filled with anger, he lazily scrawled lines over a blank page. Why do they have to care so much about how they're seen? Maybe you should go apologize to them. Ugh. For some reason, one comment stuck in his head. They think August would like guys? I mean, doesn't really seem like he would. They didn't even meet him. But it wouldn't matter if he did. I wonder if he does. I wonder if we would like a very pale, dark-haired boy who's into arts. Would you think August would like that? His mind kept turning in circles, spinning and spinning, while his pencil dragged harshly along the paper until finally the lead snapped. We're done with the prologue. So we're gonna jump back. Yeah, we're jumping back in the... So the demo apparently has prologue and chapter 1. It's been almost 2 hours already. There's a sort of gameplay element to this. I would like to get to that if possible. Alone. It was an inescapable fact. Sorry, I need to stretch my eyes a bit. Haven't slept well this past few days. He was unlovable, detestable, undesirable. Nothing he did could help him escape that. No matter where he went, those eyes filled with hate would follow him. Their gazes would burn him alive where he stood. Their words would pierce him like blades, stabbing down into his very core. His essence would darken and crumble away into nothingness. You deserved it, they would say. If you'd listened to us, this wouldn't have happened, they would scream. Why couldn't you be normal? A cry would sound. Even here, far beyond where those words could find him, he still could feel them. In his chest, in his mind, in his heart. You will always be alone. Always. No one else could love you. No one else could put up with you. And then Faz would be like, come to the funeral, when we got my son. So just curl up into a ball and die already. Die. Just die. Noah slowly opened his eyes. He still sat in front of his easel. On it, a new canvas, still blank. His eyes darted back towards the painting that had appeared in the night before. A nightmare, distrusting, warped. A reflection of a father who would never love his son, who could never love his son. It was beautiful. It was everything he'd ever wished for. He stood from his place, stretching his sore shoulders. His bones creaked and ached from a year of being bent over his work. Absent-mindedly, he picked up the remote and turned on the TV. Background noise, white noise to fill the void where he had been left empty. But for some reason, he found his eyes trained to the screen on the screen. We now have permission to share imagery of the strange markings that have been appearing on the bodies of the deceased. On the screen, a man laid with his eyes closed, never to reopen. Vines warped around his arm, trailing up to his throat and finally growing onto his face. They centered on a flower in the middle of a man's forehead. Beauty and death. This man was found in his home last night. Previously, his wife was found in the same condition. Police are still investigating whether foul play was involved. The camera zoomed out to show the rest of the man's face. Noah froze. His eyes traveled to his painting, then back to the screen. It was his father. There was no doubt about it. Without second thought, Noah jumped to his feet and approached the TV. He held onto it tight, searching for some kind of answer. Was he sad his father was gone? No. But what I saw last night. So far, the police have not shared any leads. We'll keep you updated on the case unfolds. Is this possible? Did he die because of what happened yesterday? But that wasn't really him, just a shadow in a dream. These words swirled around his head, threatening to consume him. Questions surfaced, one after another. But he couldn't think of a single answer. He felt as if he was going crazy. Need to talk to someone, anyone. But who would understand? Who would care? He had nobody after. Kane was just there. He was like just there, being like, hey babe, please don't die. You got someone. Yes, thank you. Noah grimaced at the thought. All he did to push him away, all he did to make him leave, he now needed him. What did I do with my phone? He searched high and low before remembering he'd put it in the bin. With a sigh, he reached in and managed to find him. He switched it on. 11 missed call from his father. He deleted the records and instead tried to call Kane. Service has been disconnected. Please visit us at... Oh, fuck. Noah hung up before slamming the phone down. Bills. It was always his bills. The money he'd saved was reaching its end. Fuck, Kane, why aren't you here when I need you? Cause you keep being like, go away, Kane. I'm not making fun of you, sweetie. I understand you're in the very dark place. He's probably off work. Of course he is. Noah's eyes glanced towards his front door. For a moment, he wondered. He wondered what life would be like. He had a job, a family that cared, colleagues, friends, a life, perhaps a lover, a pet. Before he realized it, his hand was on the doorknob. His palms were sweaty and his breath shaky. I'm not scared. It's not scary. I just hate it. At first he wasn't scared. He withdrew because he hated it. Hated other people. Hated their fake happiness. Hated that he had futures that were taken from him. He knew they were all liars, cheats, backstabbers. But now, it had been too long. How many years since he last walked in the sunlight? Too many. Still, he turned that doorknob and stepped out into the bright light. My god, you need the vitamin D, dude. A mirage of happiness spread before Noah. Sunlight fell upon his face. In the distant, dark storm clouds rolled out. He raised a hand to cover his eyes and used to the light. He thought it would feel good, the sun on his face after so long. But it didn't. It felt wasted on him. His eyes glued to the ground, Noah walked down the sideway, careful not to meet anyone's gaze. He wandered and wandered, every step further from his home, his comfort making his head beat even faster. I think I know where Cain works. I should know the way. His uneasy steps continued. You got good memory if you remember that after years. A group of teenagers came barreling down the path. He held his breath and they went past, waiting for them to say something to him. Only when they had long passed he could breathe again. He walked and then walked some more. Then, just for good measure, walked further. At this point, he was sure he'd been walking in circles. Every street, every shop, every house looked like the last. He thought he knew where Cain worked, but he didn't. Yeah, more sex, more sense. As it turns out, he knew very little about Cain anymore. Overwhelmed with the sights and the sounds, he crouched down to the ground, covering his face with his arms. At this exact moment, the heavens opened. Noah was torn between staying where he was and running to find cover, but in the end, his legs couldn't move. Wouldn't move, couldn't. They made the decision for him. So stupid. Fuck. Why did I leave? If I just waited, he would have come over eventually. It's just all a stupid coincidence. My parents' death, the markings on my dad's forehead. It means nothing. Ken would just laugh at me if he could see me right now. A group of businessmen walked by him, chatting and laughing. Noah couldn't help but look away, embarrassed by himself. Look at him. Do you think he's homeless? That or druggy, better stay away. They laughed at him. He thought he was used to these words, but they still hurt. Noah looked up just in time to lock eyes with the one person he was hoping to see. Babe! Babe, come save me! You guys go on ahead. Okay, he's gonna buy you some drugs. Good luck, man. Okay, beat him up. How dare you? He spoke ill of me. Beat him up. Cain ignored the others and jogged over to where Noah was still crouched on the pavement. He quickly tipped his umbrella to cover Noah. Noah, what are you doing out here? What's wrong? Cain, I was looking for you. You should have called. It's just lucky I happened to be walking past. My first bed, I didn't pay the bill. Right, sorry, I should have guessed. My parents are dead. What? Cain's face said all the words he couldn't think to say. Noah, I'm so sorry. I know you didn't have the best relationship, but how do you feel? About them being dead? Nothing. Even if you hate them, I'm sure you're not feeling nothing right now. I can't even say I hate them. It's been too long. It's just... burned out. I don't have the energy to hate them anymore. Noah. With a frown, Kane helped Noah to his feet, brushing off his clothes. Kane, you are friends with the wrong crowd, okay? Let me walk you home. We can talk on the way, okay? Noah nodded, unsure where to start. It's not just about them being dead, it's how they die. This might sound crazy, but the world collapsed around him, and as they disappeared, someone else stepped into the place they'd just been. Hi, you, with your fancy clothes. Oh, are we just going like this? Are we okay? We're tipping right now. Falling, but familiar feeling that could be felt in the pit of Noah's stomach. That feeling he hated. Just when he thought he'd been stuck in that limbo forever, he suddenly stopped. Oh yeah, we just teleported both of us, okay. Fields rolled on for miles and miles. A landscape that, while utterly natural, looked anything but. Noah stood up from the grass. Beside him, Kane did the same. What the? Where are we? Kane's eyes were wide as he searched around the landscape for anything he could recognize. Of course, he couldn't find anything, because this wasn't a place he'd ever been in before. It was far removed from reality Kane knew. This is... Before Noah could begin to explain, his arms were suddenly ripped from his side and shoved through behind his neck. 2 clicks sounded, and they were locked behind him. Trespasser this far into the kingdom? We'd best throw them straight into jail. If the king finds out, he'll be furious. Jail? King? I think you misunderstand. We're just... Silence! A guard pushed him forward, causing Kane to stumble. Noah noticed his arms were also handcuffed behind his back. We're not from here. This is a mistake. Shut up, vermin. Oh god, what's happening? Oh, hi, Parasite. Hello. Hi, thank you for the raid. Hi, everyone. It seems like the raid alert sounds is finally working, which is nice. Hi, everyone. Welcome. How... How are you not believing I play a lot of game? I'm the gayest thing since gay. Hi guys, welcome. I was actually the first night where I'm trying out my new chibi model, my 2D model. That's gonna be holding the fort until I have a full body model. It's not perfect yet. I think I'm gonna add some tilts to the head so I can bop. And I need to figure out how to make the lip sync smoother. And the blinks too, they're a bit rough. I need to play around with the settings and stuff. But at least this is done finally, so I can have something to hold the fort while I take 3 years to make a full model. Either that or save money for one. Either way, it's not gonna be tomorrow. Yeah, I rigged it. It's my second rig on Live 2D. I know how to rig, I'm an animator. But yeah, this is my second time using Live 2D. I actually had to buy the professional one. I'm just moving around for your pleasure. Are you having fun? Is this fun to see? Ooh, you're going on you're working on your model too. I can't wait to see it. I don't know. I probably won't be working on my own full-on model for a while. I need a break. Look, I like rigging, but if it's for personal stuff, it's like very tedious. I'm like, I don't want to be doing that for my free time. But I don't have the money to ask people to do it for me. Anyway, back to the gaze. Noah, start explaining. We're inside someone's dream. Have you eaten something funny? Look, I know I sound insane, but just look around you. Do you really think I'm lying? Do you think I have the energy to lie to you right now? You brought us here? No, I didn't, and that's what I'm so confused about. I don't want to be here. I wouldn't choose to come here. But lately I've been dragged into dreams repeatedly without a choice. It never used to be like that. Kane's face had long since drained of color. The guards continued to march forward, pushing them towards the castle. They ignored the words of the men dressed in strange clothes, deciding they were obviously crazy. Then, by it never used to happen like this, you mean? Ever since we were in high school, I've been able to do it. Enter dreams. I didn't even ask you what you were streaming before, Parasite, sorry. I'm rude. What were you doing? How? Why? Oop, I don't want to quick say. I don't know. I have no clue. Why didn't you tell me? Why do I have to tell you everything? Kane looked away, hurt by his words. How do we leave? You can leave once the dreamer is happy for you to leave. Then what do we do? What happens if they're not happy? Then they wake up and I don't know, die, I guess. Which wouldn't be the worst thing to happen. No, I'm not going to die in a place like this. Then better work out this dream is this. Well, maybe I could if my arms weren't handcuffed. Hey, let us go! Outlets and stuff. This is my current state on the model. What's the plot of the game so far? Basically, we just started chapter 1. It's a demo. So it's gonna end after chapter 1. It's a Kickstarter right now, actually, the game. So if it looks like interesting to you, it's something that you can back to help fund. The art is super pretty. I'm not quite sure about the whole mechanic. I know there's a gameplay mechanic in it, so I'm trying to get to it to finish the stream, so we can kind of see everything that the game is about. So far, the story, we're an artist, very depressed, as you might have noticed. And we know that in high school we had a boy moved in, and we immediately were very gay for that boy. Our parents suck, and they're both dead today, actually. And you can visit dreams, apparently. And you kind of understand that the boy you liked in high school is dead, because the game starts on a funeral. So that's kind of what you got around. And Kane is your childhood friend who's still around and is trying to help you, but you're very depressed, so you don't accept the help. So that's the whole... the main character who is having to deal with depression. Then there's the whole dream thing, and there's a background of like murders happening, because like our father died after we saw him in a dream. He got shot, and apparently he died with weird flower markings all over his head, his body and stuff. And it's not the only one, so there's a sort of weird serial killer thingy, and you can understand it's kind of linked with the dream thingy. They marched Kane and Noah into the castle as the two struggled against their captors. It does sound interesting. The corridors twisted and turned, filled with darkness and still air. Their footsteps echoed through the empty space as they walked between sets of bars. Noah glanced from cell to cell. In some, the people moved, skulking about in the shadows, tracking their movements. In others, Noah would have been surprised if the inmates weren't already long dead. Skin hung from their body, much too scrawny to support their lives any longer. I've been doing good for the reading, but still messing up a lot. They laid in their cells, unmoving. Noah, this doesn't feel like a dream. This feels real. Because we're actually here. Our bodies aren't in the real world anymore. So did you people just see you guys just TP out? The guards finally stopped their march, pulling on Kane and Noah's handcuffs. The metal bits into their wrists, leaving deep red marks that ached. Go ahead and rot in there. The handcuffs fell from their wrists with a click, and their backs were shoved hard with a blunt object. The hilt of a sword, Noah guessed. They stumbled forward, landing in a cell. The bars were swiftly slammed behind them, and the door locked with a key. Hey, don't we get a trial or something? Don't ignore me! Hey, come back here! Crap. Behind them, they hung the keys from a hook just out of reach of the cell. As if to tease them for freedom. Shit, Noah, this isn't good. You don't say. Noah cast his eye around the cell until they came into contact with something. No, not something. Someone. A man sat, leaning against the stone walls, chained, keeping him from moving. Every cell in Noah's body froze. Not him. Why does it have to be him? Kane's eyes followed Noah before they settled on the man. Is that Mr. Floyd? This is our teacher from high school. Guys, we gotta help him. He's in prison. Our himbo teacher, we have to save him. He has big shoulders. He was nice, and he was very strong. I'm eating a bit and drinking a bit too. Let the throat survive this night. So, it is his dream? Probably. Do you want me to? I'll handle it. Wait, before either of us do any handling, can we talk for a minute? Sure, because we have time to spare. Please, just a minute. Noah crossed his arms, waiting for the question to start. Why were we pulled in here out of nowhere? Have no clue. Like I said, it's never happened like this before. Every other time it was by choice, which makes yesterday even stranger. What about yesterday? Noah weighed it up in his mind, wondering whether he should tell Kane or not. Eventually, he decided to tell him the truth. I stopped coming into dreams years ago. Then yesterday, just like that, I was pulled into one. It was my father's dream, I think. I saw him get shot, and then this morning he turned up dead. What? His eyes went wide. Are they connected? I don't know, maybe. Those markings that had been appearing, people dying in dreams. That's what I came to talk to you about. Anyway, let's just work on getting out of here, okay? Kane nodded in response. Noah slowly approached the man, one step at a time. Eventually, he looked up from the ground as he stared hard at Noah. Oh my god, he still looks the same! Look at him! That hunk of a man! Noah? Noah flinched. Of all people, he'd wished to see this man released. Mr. Floyd, we need to get you out of here. Oh, no, can't leave. Won't leave. Too scared. Sorry, stretching my eyes a bit. There's nothing to be scared about. This is a dream. You have the ability to alter it at your will. Come on, let's go. No, I can't. Fine. What are you scared of? The shadowy figure? He's got a gun. Alarm bells rung in Noah's mind. He looked back towards Kane, who was already frowning. What's going to hurt you? He shook as if he was going to burst into tears at any moment. Noah sighed. Looks like I'll have to do this the hard way. Then let me help you. You'll help me? After everything? Yeah. Just stay here for a while. Just stay there while I work out how to get you unbolted. Then we'll leave together. Wait, Noah, I want to apologize. Noah turned his back, uninterested in where the conversation was going. I don't have any use for your apologies. If it were up to me, I would leave you here to rot, but Kane doesn't deserve to share that fate. Get him unbolted and get the door unlocked. It should be interesting. What do? We get him out of here, then we'll be able to leave. You make that sound way too easy. Oh, it won't be. We're in a hurry too, if he wakes up. Right, let's look around. Ah! There you are! We have an escape game portion of a game! I don't think the controller is gonna work for this. I guess I'll use my mouse like a normal person. Can move. Ooh. Dubious bucket. There really is no way to get around looking at it, is there? Ugh. Holding his nose, Noah peered over the edge of the bucket. A murky liquid sat still inside. There's absolutely no way I'm putting my hand in there. Well, IDIB's not. How old are you? Last time I checked, I'm 24. You're younger than me? Jesus Christ! Kids these days. Damn, this bitch younger than me. You don't look younger than me, boy. What the fuck? Damn. Me being hilarious aside, do you really think there would be something in there? I wouldn't put it past him. Why don't we leave it at that result? Yeah, probably a good idea. Unless you'd rather stick your hand in there? No. Just leave this for now. Shall we find something to grab it with? There's the bucket, there's the bars. Let's look at the bars. Outside the bars, various voices could be heard. Some were ooh, the background is still moving. Barely more than whispers. Fleeting words never to be discovered. Others were screams and shouts, the sounds of those never to be released, begging for freedom. Even if these people aren't real, this isn't right. Unless you feel like staying here with them, we need to get out of here. That's all well and good to say, but there's a thick set of bars stopping us from leaving. Oi, be quiet in there! The guy walked past, bashing the hilt of his sword against the metal bars. Noah and Kane jumped back in surprise. Seeing someone with a sword wasn't on my bingo card for the day. Just outside the bars, the keys hung on a hook with a rope out of reach. The rope trailed down to the group, begging to be pulled on. The keys are hanging right there. If we could just reach them. From this far? Maybe there's something in there that we could use to grab it. I suppose it will be more difficult than that, though. Hey, what's that? Kane pointed towards the ground outside the bar, where there's a piece of paper set. That wasn't there before. Quickly grab it. Paper. Looking back and forth quickly for any more guards, Noah peered at the paper that had been dropped outside the cell. Stretching his arms between the metal bars, Noah reached out far enough to touch it with his fingertips. Kane watched over his shoulder, inspecting the newly acquired item. It's a schedule? Looks like it. 7 till 1, 4 till 8, 4 till 8, 2 till 6, 1 till 7. Who knows what time it is right now? Maybe this means something. Let's just hope the guards won't be breathing down our necks while we're trying to, escape. Beyond the barrier keeping the three inside the cell from freedom, a hollow noise sounded, metallic by nature. A shiver ran down Noah's back as it echoed throughout the prison. The source unknown. Yeah. For now, let's just take another look around. We have I can't click on that. No, that's the bars. Ball and chains. Two metal balls hung from the ceiling motionlessly, without even the breeze to see them sway. Sorry. In a far-off cell, someone dragged their life-deprived body over the hard stone ground, slowed by the ball and chain strapped to their ankle. A collapse, last light in their eyes finally disappearing. Maybe this is where I belong. No, sweetie. This looks interesting. We'll finish with that. Oh, that's a bed. With an unsteady heart, Noah looked towards the large bed that sat in the center of the room. Pretty much what I expected in a medieval prison bed to look like. Guess I'll check it just in case. I'm not too excited about digging through someone's used bedding though. You want me to do it? Noah blinked in surprise for a moment before noting. It was Kane he was with after all. He had always been the kind of person who would happily take the jobs no one else wanted to do. Doesn't seem to be much there. The pillow? He felt throughout the pillowcase, his eyes going wide. Nice thinking! He pulled out something small and metallic. A screwdriver. How did this get in here anyway? Probably watched on one too many TV shows and thinks everyone has a screwdriver hidden in their cell. Well, that works for me. Hopefully he jumped up somewhere we can use this thing too. Kane quickly handed the screwdriver over to Noah, his hand lingering on the other man's just for a moment before he pulled back. Yeah, he gave for you, dude. He'd been trying. What's this? What's that on the front? Noah turned up the hexagon-shaped knobs, but nothing seemed to happen. Looks like it's missing a button. Probably no point in messing with it until we can fix it. So we have the bedside table. Stanley proudly. I'm going to be standing proudly next to the worn-out, turned-down bed was a wooden bedside table. On top, a small candle bolted to the surface. Noah approached it carefully before reaching down to touch the surface. Clean. What's in the drawer? Let's find out, shall we? Grabbing onto the handle, Noah pulled gently, but it refused to budge. I think it's locked. What kind of prison lets their prisoner have a locked drawer? This one, apparently. I suppose anything's fair game in a dream. Let's find something to unlock it. Noah turned the chain up The man, wait, turned to the chained up man, still stuck to the wall, but he refused to look back at him. Hey, what's in there? Hey, what's in there? Sorry. Just leave him alone. He obviously does not want to talk to us. Can I not look at the things on top of it? Okay. I have items. Can I use a screwdriver on the bedside table? I wonder if I could just force the drawer open. Here, let me have a try. Kane quickly took the screwdriver and went to work. But no matter how much he tried, it refused to budge. Jesus, what's this drawer made out of? Suppose he dreamed up a specific way to open it. Nothing else will work. Fine, let's keep looking. You want a screwdriver? Oh, there's something on the wall. Oop. Can I? No. No, I know. I just want to take it out. Oop. Clear selection. There, I didn't see that. Noah knelt down to the ground by the wall, peering at something that had been scratched onto the stone. Something's there. Let me take a look. Laying down by Noah's side, he glanced at the numbers marked onto the wall. What exactly is that supposed to mean? Good question. Let's keep this in mind. Because I have engravings now. No, oh, it's probably to type something somewhere. Let me look at them again. 15, 28, 37, 46. I have no idea. I think I looked at everything. It's the bars, the bucket, bed, the box. Table. It bothers me that I can't look at the notebook. Chains. You wanna grab the chains? I don't really remember if they're like... Ah, I wonder if I could take down these weights. What for? If all else fails, we could just bring down a wall. Let's leave it at last resort. I don't want you to hurt yourself. So it's a no. You wanna look at it? It's inside. With his screwdriver in one hand and with his will to live very quickly diminishing, Noah turned towards the bucket. I guess there's no choice. That's actually my first thought, but I was like, you can't grab things with that screwdriver. What's the plan here? Unscrew it? Oh, okay, I see. You're smarter than me. I was just gonna, you know, move the screwdriver around, see if there's something. Ah, no, he doesn't want to. Let the contents spill over the floor? No. I'm just going to check if there's actually anything in there. The screwdriver dipped into the murky liquid, deeper and deeper, until it hit something with soft fang. There's something in there. Oh? But I'm still not sticking my bare hands in that thing. I don't know what's in there. I think I could take a guess. Please don't. Can we not grab the bed thing and, you know, put it down there? I'm sure it can absorb it. Can I use the schedule on the markings? Nothing, just a hunch. But I feel like these numbers are related to the ones on this schedule. You think? How? I haven't worked out that part yet. Forgot the name, the numbers on the thing yet. Let's see what it says. Salon Moss, like Forgotten Secrets. He looked down the paper in his hand, skeptical. Yeah, no. You wanna put it in there? So, Noah, what? Kane balled up the piece of paper in his hand, a habit of his when he became anxious about something. I was just thinking, you know... No, I don't know. I was just thinking that it's nice to see you a little more active. What's that supposed to mean? Just means that this is the first time you've left your house in how long? And it's none of your business. I'm just happy, alright? I wanted this for you for so long. For me to be stuck in the prison chatting over a dirty bucket? Well, not exactly. Still, it's a step in the right direction. Yeah, whatever. I didn't have a choice this time, but I won't be doing this again. But why not? I don't want to move on. Noah, I'm not saying you have to move on completely or forget about him, but I said I don't want to. Right. Are we gonna... It looks like we unlock talking with stuff, so... Sitting down the god's schedule on the bedside table, Noah glanced around the room. This dream really does suck. Of all the ones to be forced into. I thought you said they were all bad. They are, but this one is particularly bad. It's so strange, isn't it? What is? These names, these people, they're not even real, but they still exist here. I can't wrap my head around it. You get used to it, but sometimes even I can't tell the difference between what's real or fake. Hey Noah, yeah, have you ever... Maybe it doesn't matter. Just spill it out already. Have you ever seen anyone you know here? Not for a long time. Sorry. It looks like you unlock talking by clicking things, so... Noah held on to the god sketch tightly. The feeling of the dry old paper throwing against his palm as he stared down the bed yet again. Nothing more than falsehood, a fake. His feeling isn't real, yet it was. None of it's real. Just wonder which world is more fake in the end. I think I already clicked. Only these. Staring down at the note for any kind of clue, Noah was abruptly grabbed by the wrist. What? You nearly walked your head into those things, be careful. Thanks. So let's try use that. The sound of gentle dripping came from somewhere down the corridor, from some far-off corner to the prison. Whether it was water or something else, no one would ever know. Noah stared down at the screwdriver in his hand, feeling the weight in his palm. What are you thinking? You're so good at sports? Noah, the last time I did any sports was years ago. Right. You wanna throw the screwdriver and hope you knock down the keys? Honestly, I don't know what I was thinking. We might need the screwdriver somewhere else. If it comes down to it, I'll give it a shot later, okay? Get. Noah knelt down by the engravings again, his thumb passing on the indent. You'd think the teacher would know not to vandalize things. He probably sat there and chipped away at the wall with the screwdriver slowly over time. Or was it already there when the dream started? Who knows? It's been a long time since I last saw him. Yeah, me too. I wonder if he still teaches. I heard he quit after, you know. Can't say it. He was fired because of me. It's not your fault. He started it with what he did. He got what he deserved. Do you ever wish something worse happened to him? Always. Noah. You know, you never told me what he said to your parents. Doesn't matter anymore. Ooh. Did he report Noah as being gay? But how would that get him fired? There's more to learn. Okay, haven't clicked everything with this. No, haven't clicked the bed with the screwdriver. I can't remember. Yeah, we did. Or the box. Rotating the box, Noah carefully checked for anything suspicious. Okay, so I clicked on everything once, I believe. So what do I do then? I have these numbers, but I can't look at these numbers anymore. So I'm gonna guess if I need to click on the correct thing to use them. Like I clicked on everything. $15, $28, $37, $46. Drag them. Yeah, we heard that already. Oh, we already stuck because I'm dumb. That's okay. Is there? I mean, there's gotta be something I'm missing. But where? Maybe there's something outside. Eyes. Eyes. Oh! So it is missing a thing, but... Can turn each section left or right. Does this have to do with the nodes? Does it have to do with that? Or does it have to do with that? What is these names? Yeah, okay. So it's not that, so it's gotta be the wall then. That click this many times, but it would tell me, you know, the side. I need the size to. Hint again. You can't find the directions. You're meant to turn the hexagon in the drawer. Yeah, so that's for later then. So how do I open the drawer? I'm mad I can't click on this, but I can click on the... This is... Yeah, it's the bars. Can I break the drawer with these? Give me these. Give me these. I want to break the drawer with it. No, you don't want to grab the thing, but yeah, it's the same thing. Can you not use the paper? Do we not care? Whatever. Why can you not take the tissue over there and you know, make a protective layer? It's got enough layers that you might not feel the thing on you. Why don't you take this bucket and empty it into this bucket until it's low enough to where you can see what's in there, huh? So many good options. Guys, I think I'm stuck already. I'm not good. I need captain for escape games. I can't do these. Wait, loose brick! It was hidden. It was hidden. I found something. The room was cold, chilling the inhabitants down to their bones. The cool stone on the wall reminded them of that they were welcome. Noah reached up and ran his finger over them, freezing to the touch. The moisture clings to his skin. It feels just lifelike as I remember. You say you used to do this a lot, didn't you? Are they always like this? Like what? So hostile? I thought I saw people around me at their worst. I thought I knew to some extent how unwanted I was. As it turned out, that was only a fraction of how they really felt. The truth people keep to themselves, the secret they hold, the way people truly think about you. You'll find them all here. So yeah, we're all like this in a way. Wow, not everyone is like that. Everyone that's left is like that. Ouch! Kane's right there, dude. A stone shifted beneath Noah's palm as he ran his hand across the dark grey wall. The stone is loose. Can you pull it out? No, it's still too heavy. There must be something around you can use to break it. Let's keep looking. Alright, and Noah? I would never do anything to hurt you. You know that? Yeah, maybe. So you have a screwdriver or the balls? You're really going at it with the little screwdriver? You have any better ideas? Well, no, but fine, you might as well give it a try. He lifted the small tool and stabbed at the stone as if it were flesh. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough. But we can use the balls. Wait, why won't you? But you want to break down the wall. You want the paper? You want the paper? What difference does it make? Either way, it's all the same. Noah? Okay, now do you want maybe to put it down? Come on! You gotta have something else I'm missing. It's a table. If I click on it again. Gotta be missing something else. There's the wall. Loose chains. If I get too close, I get the inventory. Bed. scanning. Is there something here? Oh, it's the bedside table. What am I... Why am I getting it here? Was it here? Box bed. Box bed. If I just click on them. Ah! Okay, I need to click on them without the items. Okay. How about this? How about what? The ball and chain hanging on the ceiling. They line up perfectly with that loose brick. Nice job, I hadn't noticed. Let's give it a go. With some effort, Noah pulled the heavy black ball back as far as he could and let it go. It sailed through the air before crashing into the brick, smashing it to pieces. Good job. Thanks. Initially excited, Noah frowned to himself before he composed himself. I mean, it's no big deal. We gotta get out of here. He still did a good job. There's nothing wrong with being happy about that. This isn't the place to be happy. There's nothing wrong with happiness. Metal grate. Behind the crumpled remain of a loose brick was a thick metal grate, held on tight by 4 screws. Ah! Well, don't worry about it. Screwdriver, finally. With precision, Noah raised the screwdrivers to the 4 screws in the corner of the grate and quickly removing it from the wall. I knew that screwdriver would come in useful. But what's behind the grate? Okay. Take it. Oop. Noah and Kane approached the hole as in the wall to find a small square box. It doesn't look that small. Tentatively, Noah reached out to pick it up. He turned it around in his grasp. There didn't seem to be anything noteworthy on the surface except the 4 unmarked buttons on the front. What's this supposed to be? Good question. He pressed a few buttons, but nothing eventful happened. Do you think you have to press them in the right order? Probably. Nothing's easy. How are you meant to guess? It could be anything. There should be some sort of clue in the room. That's how dreams usually work, hopefully. Kane nodded, his eyes caught on the small box. Or we could try to smash it. And if it has something unbreakable, it says something breakable in it. Right, I'm sure half brain between us, we can work it out. Speak for yourself. No, I do believe we have half a brain working right now. Can I look at the... Okay. Okay, so it has to do with the thing on the wall. The code to unlock the box is 8 digits long. Digits? Ah, okay, I have to click it. Okay. Shock me a little bit. Okay. Is it gonna say anything with this? Noah stared hard at the numbers that graced the guard's schedule, his eyes almost boring holes into the sheet of the old parchment. I didn't know that expression. This must be connected. Okay, and does it say anything new if I look at this? Doesn't. 15, 28, 37, 46. What bothers me is that it says that this is connected, but the thing is I can't look at this page. I can't see it anymore, so I have to assume it's gonna be automatic, but... Hint, please. The numbers on the schedule. But how do I do that? I can't look at it. I can't look at the schedule. I can! Oh my god, I didn't... Okay. Be writing down. Sure. Oops. For 8, 2, 6, 1, same. Edward. And let me look at that. How do I compare those? I think it's a 23 actually. I'm gonna look at the hinting. Can find which button corresponds to which number on the wall. Okay, yeah, that's what I figured, but that doesn't tell me how to do it. So I guess in order I have to be like 7, 1, 4, 8, 2, 6, 1, 7, but how does that help me? I haven't done maths in 7 years. I was good when my brain was working. They're kind of dead right now. The buttons in the order shown below. Okay. Now let me write that. But I'm gonna try and look at the okay. Look at this to figure it out. How do I get this from this? Is it just numbers that are shown? But they aren't, are they? 7, 1, 1. Oh, they are. Oh, but that's an 8. That's not a 3. Ah, that's why I wouldn't see it. They're literally written. Okay. They're literally written. I thought I had to do maths. I just had to read. This is, of course, this is where the confusion came from. It was actually just straightforward. Okay. I figured it out, guys. The box in Noah's hand dinged lightly before the box opened, revealing what was inside. A key? A key? It's too easy though, way too easy. What do you mean? Stared at it untrustingly. Seriously, sometimes things can just be easy. Come on, this is something to celebrate about. I guess so, fine, let's try it out. escaped Noah's lips as he rubbed the back of his neck, eyes darting away from Kane. Something wrong? No, it's nothing wrong, it's just... it doesn't matter. Don't leave me hanging like this. Thanks for being here, I guess. A look of surprise crossed Kane's face at Noah's honest words. Well, it's not like I had much choice, but I'd come with you anytime. I'd just rather never come back here, to be honest. Yeah, me too. I think this is probably the most you've spoken to me in years, you know? Sorry. Okie dokie. Boop! The key slipped in the soft click before opening. Of course it opens the drawer. Maybe there's another key inside. Only one way to find out. With a creaking hollow sound, the drawer opened. The inside was bare except for... gloves, really? What is it? Well... Kane scratched at his face awkwardly, his gaze facing away. Noah followed his line of sight until he glanced at something he wanted to ignore. Fantastic. Wait, what's that? Looking down, Noah noticed something else. Something scratched onto the wood. Let's take a closer look at it. Oops, no, don't. Okay. That's easy. Okay, I got it. I got it. I don't know what the order is though, but I'll just write it as it is. I'll just write it like that and we'll figure it out later. And now we grab the glovesies and go there. Can't believe I'm doing this. The offer still stands if you want me to give it a go instead. No, I can at least do that much for myself. There's nothing wrong with depending on me. With a slight frown, Noah discarded any response he had for Kane and dipped his hand into the bucket. So? Slowly, as if he was scared to find out exactly what he just grabbed hold of, he pulled the object into sight. A bottle. The glass was darkened and dirty, holding whatever was inside of it. Hiding, sorry. Kane leant in close as the cork was removed. Noah flipped the bowl over, letting the content fall into the rock ground with a clack. Facing upwards from the ground was a tiny hexagon with a crescent moon design. Not what I was expecting, honestly. This better have been worth sticking my hand into filth though. That bucket was only used for a ceiling leak. It's just been sitting here for a while. Looks like you got all worked up for nothing, hey? I mean, water that's been going dirty for a while is still not... have I missed something? It's still not something I want to put my hand into. Okay. So I have my things. Do I just do them in order? I'm just confused because there are two that are like down. Like the like it's not symmetrical. So I wonder if I should do it from right to left. I don't. I just do it in order for now. So boop. This way and this way. Oops, and this way. Sorry. This way. And this way. Then this way. And this way again. Then this way. Then this way. Then this way. This way. Oh, I guess that's not it. How about this way? 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 Yeah! Ah! The 4 buttons locked in place with a click. Kane and Noah leant over, waiting for something to happen. It's not really as satisfying as the other puzzles, is it? Maybe if it made a noise. Well, it doesn't matter. Let's just see what's inside this thing. A candle? Interesting. Noah froze in place. That voice. That same voice. It never changed. Noah, you don't have to talk to him if you don't want to. I don't have much choice if I want to get out of here. What is it? I didn't mean to. All this time, just wanted to see you again, to apart. Well, here I am. And this means nothing because this isn't really you. You're acting sorry for yourself, that's all. You think you're the victim here? Do you think I have to forgive you just because you want me to? No, I'd rather you sit here and feel sorry for yourself. Don't bother talking to me unless it's to help us leave. So what's in the box? Oh, the candle. So I got a candle. Can I light it? The man chained to the wall shuffled in place. Metal scraped against stone, a sound so jarring and discomforting that Kane couldn't help but shift from foot to foot. As Noah turned towards the sound, a saying came to mind. Outside the sound high in the sky, someone stood in front of a classroom, writing something on the whiteboard. He tapped his pen against the desk and the teacher's voice began background noise. He glanced to the side. A boy with blonde hair and round glasses glanced back at him and smiled. The scene fell away into nothingness. And in its place was his childhood teacher, huddled on the floor, completely alone. Noah turned away from the shell of a man and to the bedside table. On it, bolted down, was a small lantern. He quickly dipped his candle into it, lighting the wick immediately. The flame flickered from side to side. Noah's breath caught in his throat. Freedom. So I have a lit candle. Can I set this on fire? Noah? Okay, whatever. Oh, can I put the coal on fire? Can I reach it? What is that? What are you doing? This is our only choice, look. Noah pointed towards the keys, which hung from a thin rope, but fell on the stone ground. Around it, some kind of dark liquid. You're going to bet everything on throwing a candle towards a rope? Don't you think that looks like oil? If it catches fire, then the key drops to the ground. We should be able to reach it. Right, alright, I trust you. Let's do this. Noah swallowed hard. Calming his shaking hand, he held tight to the lit candle, sizing up just how far he had to throw it. And there. Gently, as to not put it out before it even reached the rope, Noah tossed it towards the key. In an instant, the puddle of oil went up in flame and the rope quickly followed suit. Moments later, the key fell to the stone floor with a clang, almost bouncing towards Noah. He reached between the bars as far as he could, to the point where his shoulders ached from being pressed into the hard metal. And finally, It was in his grasp. A key made of a dark, rusted metal sat against his palm. He clutched it to his chest. Yes. You got it? As he stood from the ground, Kane wrapped an arm over Noah's shoulders, pulling him close and almost ruffling his hair. I never doubted you for a second. Bullshit. Hey, get off me. Something about the scene playing out in a dimly lit, dirty prison inside the dream made Noah feel nostalgic. Like nothing had ever changed. Like he was a school kid with all the hope in the future ahead of him. His smile fell from his face as the weight of the future and his present suddenly weighed on him. This feeling, this nostalgia, how could he feel it? How could he dare to feel it? To feel happiness? He pulled away from Kane and brushed his clothes off. Come on, I'll unlock his chains. Kane, who was smiling alongside Noah, also paused in his excitement. He scratched the back of his head as if embarrassed for the sudden outburst. Yeah, cause he I've been crushing on you since childhood, dude. Poor Kane. Right. That's why we're here anyway. It's time to go, Mr. Floyd. Can I really leave? Noah knelt down and quickly unlocked the chains that held the man down. His wrists were bloody and bruised. Yes, it's time to leave. For unknown reasons. For reasons unknown to himself. That's it. I'm falling apart. Hang in there, guys. We're almost done. Wait, this man looked like a vampire. Which one? The main character or the hunky teacher over there? Main character does look like a vampire. It's because he hasn't come out in years, apparently. He doesn't have much vitamin D left. For reasons unknown to even himself, Noah reached out to help his old teacher up from the ground. Mr. Floyd's face was filled with emotions, none of which seemed to win over the other. Left? Yeah, that's main character. Hasn't come out in years. That's why he pale. I mean, he's always been pale. We've seen flashbacks, but that's not helping. His mouth opened and closed, and opened and closed once again. He had something to say. He had many things to say, but nothing escaped his lips. Noah turned his back to the man and walked back towards the locked doors. The key slid effortlessly into the lock, and the door opened. At the same time, the world began to fall apart around them. The walls fell, the floors cracked, and the cell shook, as if it wanted to tear itself apart from reality. Mr. Floyd looked as if he was reaching out to Noah. His mouth opened, but no words came out as it disappeared too. Noah grabbed Kane's hand. Run, we gotta go. What's happening? The dream is falling apart. We don't have long. We need to get outside. Hand in hand, the two ran through the twisting corridors, searching for the light that would be their savior as the world rumbled around them. Damn, that music be epic. Booms echoed throughout the buildings, so loud they could feel it in their very cores. Kane's hand in Noah's felt very sweaty. Noah was sure he felt the same. His leg burned, his muscles screamed out in pain, begging for relief. When had been the last time he'd run like this? Probably after. There, the door! They sprung out to the door into the world outside, just in time to watch the entire castle fall down into a heap, then get sucked out of existence. The world outside looked very much the same as when they first arrived, but soon it wouldn't. Soon, it too would collapse and disappear. A fleeting dream that could never truly exist. Shit. Let's go. How do we get out of here? If we come back to where we came in, there should be a way. The two turned to leave, but someone stood in their way. A man with blonde hair and deep green eyes. The two men froze. Their mouths hung open with surprise, and their eyes were so wide it wouldn't have been a surprise to either of them if they simply burst out of their heads. The man smiled softly, a sweet smile that reminded one of a sunflower in full bloom. A sweet smile that could only belong to one person. August? He looked at Noah with sadness in his eyes. Noah had a million questions running through his mind, a million things he wanted to say, a million things he wanted to do. But his mouth wouldn't cooperate. He couldn't say a single word. How many times has he gone over this situation like this in his head? How many speeches had he prepared? Were he ever to see August again? Tears formed in the corner of his eyes. Cain continued to stare, deep in confusion. How? Is he part of the dream? Mr. Floyd knew him well, so it wouldn't be a surprise, but he looked so whole, so real. Who are you? My name is Crow. Who are you? He waited for these words he wished so dearly. For him to be real, for him to be August. I'm nobody. I'm just a wanderer. You two had best be going before you cease to exist along with the rest of this world. The boy named Crow smiled at them. The same gentle smile that Noah knew so well. He wanted to run back to him, to ask him those million questions, but instead he felt a thug in his hand. Cain. Noah, we have to go. But When Noah looked back, he was gone. Just before the word turned on to himself, Cain and Noah had escaped. Ooh. The same falling feeling, the same fear deep in his stomach. And then he was back home, in a reality where he was alone. Is that it was chapter 1? Okay, this is not the end of chapter 1, but I am going to finish it here. I feel like we had a good time, and we finished the different gameplay thingies. So we have the visual novel, and then we have the escape game part. I feel like this is enough for a discovery stream. We don't need to go to the end of what's available. I mean, to be fair, chapter is probably almost finished. But I feel like this is a good place to end. Let's not spoil everything in the demo. So yeah, this was a very interesting game. I hope it gets funded. It's on Kickstarter, by the way, if you haven't heard. It's called DreamBound, and it's on Kickstarter, and it launched on Kickstarter yesterday. So you can help it get funded to actually be finished. It's very interesting and stuff. I don't think this is a game I would necessarily play on my own, and maybe not stream. That would depend, I guess, if people are interested. It's a good game so far, and the story sounds amazingly written. It's just that I do try and stay away from very realistic depiction of depression and stuff like that for personal reasons. I try to stay away from those. That was okay. It's fine. It's just I try not to do it always and too repeatedly. I just try to not be around dark media for too long, because I know it can impact my own health. So I do try to stay away from repeated use of these medias. Once in a while is fine. I'm fine after playing this. Do not worry. I am quite all right, and I can say it seems incredibly well written regarding the clear depression of the main character. Like, I can totally understand. I can also see someone who's never been depressed, like actual clinical depression, someone who's never had that, be confused or be angry at the main character's reaction. I can see that. It happens all the time. but I would say that he's fairly realistic for a character that has very severe, clearly clinical depression, and an artist too. But yeah, seems very well written, very well researched on this subject. Yeah, it looks good, and I do have higher hopes for it. If I were to play it, I would probably go for the Kane route, because he's a sweetie and he deserves love, okay? But yeah, I do have high hopes for this. And we haven't even really gone into the whole murder mystery part of it, so I'm curious about that too. So this should be fun. So yeah, I guess that's my solar review, and it's very pretty. I mentioned it already, but I really like the art. It's really pretty. It's all nice shading and smooth, and Kane's face is beautiful. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. It was a journey. I'm proud of my reading, okay? I stumbled quite a bit, but it's not quite as awful as every other time. So be proud of me, okay? I did good. You can't tell me I didn't do good, because I did. And yes, I will end it here for today. I'm going to see you on Thursday. Every time it's the same day. I know it's the same day, but every time I just forget how the day is called. Thursday. We're continuing Nuzlocke on Thursday. And then on Friday, we do some more Obey Me. So yeah, I'll see you then. And wish me luck. I need to go to the gym tomorrow. I haven't gone today or yesterday. Today and yesterday have been kind of weird days schedule-wise. So since I started my day schedule off, I wasn't able to commit to the real schedule, so I couldn't go to the gym. So do encourage me to go to the gym tomorrow, please, because I need to not lose my my home stretch, whatever that's called. The fact that I've been going to the gym that often, I need to not lose that. So yeah, thank you very much for coming, guys, and I hope you enjoyed the new model. So yeah, I'll be see you around. Beep. Hey, come here. Good night, everyone, or good day, in your time zone. Have a good next few days until we see each other again. Bye bye.